Okay, this is a reading for the month of July. A general reading for the month of July. There are 5 stacks of cards representing Earth, Air, Water, Fire, Spirit. This is the last deck. It represents Spirit, and you can pick whatever stack you want, as many as you want, or all of them. We're like, fuck the rules. Okay, let me get the cards out, because I forgot to do that before I clicked record, so come on, let go. Thank you. There we go. Got the cards out. Get my notes out. Wrong side of the note. There we go. Now, when some people do these readings, some go by the book, some go by their own personal symbolism, and some go by their intuition. I go by the last two because of 2 reasons. 1, I can't remember the book. 2, I don't really always feel connected to the symbolism that the book provides. Like, it doesn't have this, their symbols may not have the same meaning to me, so it's gonna just feel off and weird and totally not me. Okay. The first card that came up is the Winged Wise Ones, Angelic Help, Miraculous Aid. That just means that your angels, your guides, or whatever it is that you believe in is here guiding you and helping you through. They're giving you aid. They're helping you through. Maybe to a goal, maybe through something you're going through right now. And sometimes that can even be emotionally. Sometimes there's nothing going on in your life, but emotionally, you feel like shit. I mean, in particularly, like, if you are somebody with diagnosis of anxiety or depression and so on and so forth, people like that, more than anything, will know what that's like when your life can be going fine, but for some reason, the chemicals in your brain are like, today they're not. I mean, sure, everything looks fine, but your head's gonna feel like it's not fine. You know, so even if it's just one of those times, your angels, your guides, or whatever it is that you believe in is just letting you know, we'll help you through it. We're gonna help you get through this moment. Whether there's something going wrong or not, emotions are valid. What you go through and experience, that's valid. Even if other people tell you it's not, it still is. It's very valid. I personally am diagnosed with anxiety. So I know what that's like when everything around you just seems fine, but for some reason your brain just spontaneously decides, I'm going to send some chemicals in your brain, and I'm going to tighten your chest and make it feel like something's about to jump on you, even though there's nothing there. And I have to just sit there and breathe and calm down and pretend like I'm fine for everybody and nobody suspects a goddamn thing. And it is one of the most alone fucking feelings because other people don't understand, so they don't want to deal with it. And even if you open up to someone, you get treated like you're irrelevant and like you just need to suck it up, which makes you feel more alone. Like, great, I don't even have anybody to hug me when I'm feeling like this. Because, goddamn, sometimes it feels like that's all you need. It's just a loving little hug. It's like you don't have to say anything. You don't have to give me words of encouragement. You don't have to say anything. Just a hug will be great. You know, so I personally know what that's like when your brain doesn't care that everything around you is okay. It's going to send chemicals off, and a lot of people don't understand that it's genetic. A lot of people don't understand anxiety and depression have nothing to do with making a choice to be scared or feeling depressed or not. It's literally your brain spontaneously deciding to send chemicals off. For some reason, I don't know why, I don't know what triggers it, I just know I fucking go through it. And it's so alone because you have to handle it alone. And then the worst part is when you feel like you can't handle it alone and then you try to reach out to somebody and you're left so invalidated and treated like shit that you just go back to reclusing and hiding and keeping your pain or your fear or your depression to yourself and having to handle it all by yourself. All the while everybody else, because they don't have a diagnosis with anxiety or depression, they can turn to anybody they want and immediately get the closure and acceptance they need. So I know how painful that is for people to treat you invalidly. And I don't know why. I'm kind of just feeling like this might be an emotional thing you're going through. And, you could have depression or anxiety. And maybe you just need that message from your angels and your aid that let you know, hey, we hear you, we see you, you are valid. Fuck off with the people that don't think that. Find your people that are like your angels, that are like best friends to you, they're like family, so they can help you through that. I don't know why, but that's what I'm picking up from the card. I don't think I've ever really felt a message from cards before of something more genetic going on, like depression or anxiety, like I go through anxiety. But I'm kind of picking up that, and I kind of feel like it's saying, go find your angels. Like, your spiritual angels will help guide you to your human angels, or physical in this world angels. Oh dear God, I have a dirty mind. That just looks so bad. Oh, I have ADHD, by the way, so that's going to happen a lot during a reading. I'm going to get distracted from what I can see in my phone recording me. Kind of like my glasses reflection. That keeps distracting me too. Where was I? Where was my brain? What was I saying? Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Turn to your angels, your intuition, to help guide you to, like, physical beings in this realm, to be your angels, to help you through and treat you as valid when you need them, in moments that you need people. I personally have not found my fucking angels yet in the physical world. I mean, I have some online, but none of them are actually in the same state, or sometimes even same country, for me to turn to and get a hug. So I know that sucks. I'm still looking for my physical angels that I can, have a hug with when I need them. But, I just feel like your spiritual angels are saying that they're going to help guide you, okay? So listen to your intuition. Trust your gut instincts about people as well. I'm kind of picking up like that. Like, you've got a good intuition, or at least a mildly good intuition. Trust your gut. If someone doesn't feel right, don't trust them. Don't open up to them. Don't be vulnerable around them. Don't be open to the point that they can treat you as invalid. Use proper judgment and discernment in people that you can turn to and trust in. But that's just plain advice. I think common sense people should know. Yeah. But yeah, this card just means to trust that your angels and guides and whatever you believe in will help you through it. And why I say whatever you believe in, because some people don't believe in any deities or beings. Sometimes they just believe in universe or energy. So I'm like, or higher self. So whatever you believe in, I don't judge. I'm just doing a general reading, and you can believe whatever you want, and I'll try to apply it the best I can in a general reading. Second card that came up. The High Lady of Love and Compassion. Reverence, kindness, consideration. She comes up when there's a need to practice self-love. That, like, there's a need to do this. Like, learn self-love, learn to practice self-love. I say learn to practice it, because you can have self-love, but you may not know how to practice it. Like, I'm a person who's definitely knows self-love, and I know that I don't deserve to be treated like shit, and I shouldn't allow people in my life to treat me like shit. But sometimes you don't notice the social cues of someone you shouldn't trust. And sometimes you have a bad habit of thinking you've done something wrong, and you need to figure out a way to compromise and just be understanding and connecting to the other person. And that is not a practice of self-love. That's allowing me to allow other people in my life that are not really going to treat me the best. You know, so there was a learning to know what the practice of self-love, to be discerning and understand that these people are not good, and don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it's a stupid thing to do. Some people say don't judge a book by its fucking cover, but guess what? If someone shows you who they are, believe them. Even if it's the first time you've met them, do not think that maybe it was just a bad time, a bad first impression, because you gotta trust that first impression sometimes. And even sometimes with the first impression, if they seem nice, even then you want to be cautious and be like, let's take my time to be discerning and see if I can trust this person. And now I'm rambling. Like I said, that ADHD is going to kick in every time. I will go off sidetracking somewhere. But you get the point. There's a way to practice self-love. And even if you have self-love, you may not know how to practice it. You know, so I think this card's just coming up to say, learn how to practice it. Because I'm not really picking up this self-loathing or hatred. I'm just picking up on this lack of knowledge, lack of knowing what those actions are. And learning to trust your gut. That if you don't trust somebody in your instincts, just trust that. You know, animals, they have a really good instinct if they're in danger or not. I don't know why the fuck anybody, some reason, excludes humans and thinks that we don't have that too. I kind of think that's what intuition is. I think it's a part of the animal kingdom, and we just can sense when we're in danger. And there's a good reason for that. Like, if someone's lying to you, if they're like nervous about lying, apparently they send a freaking chemical into the air and your nose picks up on it. You know, as you're inhaling, it inhales the chemicals and it triggers your body to say, hang on, something ain't right here. You know, so humans, that we do have the ability to detect, and it's completely natural. And within science, it's not this whole paranormal, I can sense things, I'm psychic kind of shit. I mean, even though I believe in the paranormal, I also believe in keeping a level mind and learning science and also practicing skepticism. So, you know, but back on track, we have abilities to sense. Even if you take the whole paranormal psychic thing out of it, and intuition out of it, we still have the ability to sense. So, you know, trust your gut. Your body is telling you naturally, and you don't have to be ashamed or afraid of it. You don't have to let people judge you either. If some people are like, oh, you just think you're the special one that can sense things. It's like, no, we can all fucking sense something, okay? It's just some people have allowed themselves to trust themselves and learn to detect that sensation of when something doesn't feel safe or something doesn't feel trusted. And this could be a part of you learning your self-love, and that's just literally trusting yourself. And I'm kind of picking up on that, like whether you believe in intuition or instincts, whatever, I feel like you do have a good sense about people, but you may have allowed people to make you doubt yourself, which is not practicing self-love. You might have self-love, but you're not understanding how to put that into practice, and a lot of that has to do with you just trusting you. And I'm kind of feeling like that, like you've allowed people to put doubts in your head, and you need to stop doubting yourself and realize that, hey, you can do this. And secondly, if they try to start pushing that shit on you of, you think you're the special one, no. You're just learning to trust your instincts, unlike everybody else. So don't let that get to you. Don't let people act like you're a narcissist when you're not. Understanding a part of your body and how that works is not narcissism. It's just understanding the fucking facts about your body and how it functions. That's all it is. It's kind of like people that I guess you could say, have an education about the body or have an education about the brain. Like, I love psychology. That is one of my favorite things to read about. And I'm reading a book on it right now, and I probably will read more books on it because I fucking love it. Does that make me narcissistic or think that I'm better than everybody because I've gained the ability to understand the mind a little better? Does that make me a narcissist to recognize that I can do this? No. It just means I took the time and patience and enjoyment to get to know my brain and how it functions and how other people's brain functions. It's something natural. It's not fucking paranormal. I can do it because I read books. And I enjoy them books, or I watch YouTube videos. And I fucking love those videos, learning about the brain and how it functions. And even mildly about the body, like that whole, your nose being able to breathe in those hormones. These are things I've read. I just fucking love reading them. And I do separate the paranormal stuff I've read from the scientific stuff I've read. So when I say something scientific, I don't mean I'm calling something paranormal scientific, because to me that would be deliberately deceptive, and I don't want to do that. So I do separate the two. So when I say something scientific, I mean scientific. If I ever mean something paranormal, I will state that and make sure that it is known it's a personal belief and opinion. But that's it. But yeah, so you acknowledging that you have a pretty good instinct, a good intuition, a good ability to read a person's body language, the tone in their voice, the way they speak, that's not narcissistic. That's you recognizing you have a natural ability to distinct and discern people from the other, of who can be trusted and who cannot be trusted. I've pretty much had that pretty good instinct and natural ability to read body language since I was a kid. Again, that doesn't make me narcissistic. It just is the natural ability I have. And some people might say it's because I got Asperger's. So that's my little gift I'm able to do. I'm able to read your body language. And yeah, that sometimes gets awkward, to be honest, because sometimes I know what that person's not saying simply because of their body language. And then studying psychology has done nothing more than advance this ability to read people's body language. But again, you know, it's not narcissistic. It's just something I'm able to do naturally. And it helps keep me safe from deliberately manipulative people. And it also helps me know when someone's not being honest with me. Now, I know the difference between a dishonest person that's like not a good person and somebody who's just embarrassed about something and they don't want to share it. People that are just dishonest, I avoid them, but somebody who's just embarrassed and they don't feel like sharing something yet, I don't cross them off as a bad person. I just recognize they're not ready to share something yet, so I don't judge them and I stay friends and stay in contact. And they may or may never ever say what it is that they're embarrassed about, even though I could detect it. It's still none of my business to pressure it, so that's my ability. And it's something natural, though. It's not paranormal. It's freaking natural. And, you know, I'm feeling, have like that same ability. You're able to detect and understand a person pretty well, pretty quickly. But you need to learn to trust yourself. You need to learn to practice self-love and not let others' doubts get in your head to doubt yourself. They have doubts, and that's their problem. They're going to have to work on it. Don't let them get in your head, though, to doubt yourself like they doubt themselves. They may say they don't, but when someone is that persistent to make you doubt yourself, it's usually because they have their own doubts inside themselves they haven't worked on yet. So don't associate or talk with them. Don't let them get in your head. Make sure you gather good people around you, like I said, with the Winged Wise Ones card. Gather people around you that are full of wisdom and they care about you and they treat you as valid and they do so genuinely with love. They are the High Lady of Love and Compassion. They have self-love and they know how to practice it, and by allowing people like that in your life, you'll start to learn and love and accept yourself equally as well and start putting that into practice. Because now you got people influencing you that back you up and are like, hey, you have a gut instinct, trust it. And once you can get that established, the people that try to make you doubt yourself, you'll have a stronger force with you to be like, no, I don't have to doubt myself. Just because you do doesn't mean I have to. Go work on yourself. I've worked on myself, and I accept and love myself as I fucking am. And I am not going to doubt myself. I'm going to love myself, believe in myself, and put that into practice. You know, you don't have to be mean about it when you say it, though, but, you know, you can set those boundaries and be like, hey, no, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to love myself. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to me, and I'm going to listen to these people that also know their worth, and they express that and practice it, and they know my worth, and they've expressed it and practiced it, and it's helped me to stay encouraged to do the same for myself. So, you know, get good people in your life. I kind of feel like that's what you need to do. You need to find people that are loving and compassionate, and that's going to help encourage you. I mean, like, that's kind of a natural thing that happens. I mean, I love psychology and all, so I can definitely tell you, yeah, that works scientifically. You start to believe and be encouraged in yourself when you surround yourself with people that are the same way. Encourage that in you. Alright, the next card that came out is the Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, detachment. He came facing towards the right when he came out, which is good because it means you're heading in the right direction. The Arrow Master, he comes up to say, set your goals and go after them. Be like the Arrow Master. Aim for the goal, set your intentions for that goal, and detach from anything that might try to hold you back from that goal. Kind of like the people I was talking about that might put doubt in your head. And, you know, these people could be a lover, friends, family. It could be any of them. And it might be tough, but sometimes you have to detach from toxic people, even if they're family. I definitely got a lot of toxic people in my family, and I've had to detach from a lot of them. Like, there's very few of them that I even have contact with at this point. They're pretty toxic. I mean, just put it bluntly, a lot of my family's toxic. So I know exactly the effect they can have on your brain and how much relief is on your mind when you finally detach from that toxicity that wants you to doubt yourself and bring yourself down. And it wasn't even talking about intuition with them. They just drag you down all the time. Demean you, belittle you, put you down. All kinds of shit. You know, they don't like that you study things, or they don't like when you're leaving their religion. They're on you, and they're just angry, vicious people, you know. So